I'm up to some. I'm up to some. I'm up to some. I'm up to some. I've been to go, glad that you know. I'm up to some. Heaven just gave me the green light to go. I'm up to some. Girl, I been knew that you been down. I'm up to some. It's always you and your friends round. I see you got the new kin style, pretty in style. Been thinking though, they heard my name round, they don't think I know. Your girl in the back when the cloud chase. I guess for the night we'll keep it OC. That's a great distraction, but you know I'm on a mission. Y'all got 3 months to get practice, almost like I'm chasing chicken, cuz I'm up to some. I'm up to some. I'm up to some. I'm up to some. One day back in my timeline, you was worried about my limelight. You see me different every time I stand in life and make beats more. You control the shift like a keyboard. Hold on, wait, like a paradigm and keep running on like a marathon. Then you reach for your blacks like Farrakhan. But after that be the weedo. Told me that you wanna meet me, no. I don't wanna really be mean, no. But I've had better on the East Coast. You for the green like CeeLo. All about the green like she go. Phone blowing up like CeeLo too. Guess Ben really got the keys though too, like I'm up to some. I'm up to some. I'm up to some. I'm up to some. Living made me get right. They just gotta sit tight. They can have that long life. Grab that money on sight. Living made me get right. She just gotta sit tight. They can have that long life. Grab that money on sight. Living made me get right. They just gotta sit tight. They can have that long life. Grab that money on sight. Living made me get right. She just gotta sit tight. They can have that long life. Grab that money on sight. Living made me get right. They just gotta sit tight. They can have that long life. Grab that money on sight. Living made me get right.
What is up, good people?
Hey, how's it going? What's up, y'all?
We are back.
We back.
We are back, baby.
We back with what's next.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're excited. Tova, did you see that? Did you see that montage at the end? The real quick, a lot of photos and capturing video. Did you see that? Did you get to see that?
Yeah.
I seen that. Thank you for that collection.
Okay, I'm just making sure because the last time we had you on the show, we had some disconnects and whatnot, and so we wanted to make sure that we give some love because you're doing some really great stuff in the community. We want to make sure we reconnected with you, and I'm glad we were able to. So
yes,
appreciate it.
Definitely,
appreciate
most definitely.
What's up, Morgan? You are. There you go.
I was. How's it going? I'm gonna break that fourth wall business. Anytime you see me do this, I'm reaching for that mouse.
I see. You fancy, Morgan. You fancy.
Yeah, I mean, I can see here in my storage room.
Hey, so welcome to another episode of What's Next with the guys at the Porterhouse KC and Morgan with Square One Business Services. We are excited about this week.
Yep.
This is our Youth Entrepreneurship Day. We're just deeming it, I don't know what officially the youth, I know there's a day officially, but today is our official Youth Entrepreneurship Day. And we wanted to invite all the big players that's doing some really good stuff in the community. So really quick, we'll do a round robin, just an introduction, and then we'll get into our shout outs. So let's start with Seth, since you're right there in the middle, top middle.
Good evening. My name is Shavette Dinkins. I am a business educator at Wyandotte High School in KCK. I am also the chapter lead for eShip Rising, an eShip program for Wyandotte youth through Royal Cohesive Network. I also own Thula Bee, and I'm an author. I ran a nonprofit in Topeka, Kansas for 10 years, Women Empowerment. So I love youth and I love entrepreneurship.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you,
Morgan. Let's keep it going. Let's see let me get my orientation right. There you go.
That way.
That's good job. For those of you at home, everything is backwards on StreamYard.
It is.
Hey, everybody, it's Morgan from the Public Library, Mid-Continent Public Library. Just remember out there, if you need something, if you need good quality information, don't forget, much like 1952, the public library still exists, and they exist thanks to you, so use it.
Awesome.
Nice.
So let's go to Tova.
Tova.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Tova Tanner with Royal Cohesive Network. We are a nonprofit organization where we support youth in their journey in entrepreneurship.
I'm Maddie Tanner, co-founder of Royal Cohesive Network. I am also an author, and I publish my own books.
Nice.
Good deal.
Love
Good
it.
deal.
Love
Welcome. Vanessa.
Hey y'all, my name is Vanessa Ramirez. I am co-founder of Fresh with You. We are a lifestyle brand that celebrates and tells the story of cultures ignored by the mainstream media. And so we partner with young graphic artists, but there are everyday items like air fresheners, t-shirts, and such things. And I'm also the executive director for Young Entrepreneurs of Kansas City.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Most definitely.
Veronica.
Oh.
Yeah, she's over there. She's that
right
way.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Veronica.
Right here. Hi everyone, thank you for having me. My name is Veronica Alvidres. I am the experience manager at Startland. We are an organization on a mission to activate the next generation of starters, innovators, and problem solvers in Kansas City. So a lot of what we do is help and train and help young people develop an entrepreneurial mindset, as well as
Awesome.
teachers.
Thank
you.
Thanks for having me.
And last but not least.
Hi everyone, my name is Raylan. He's of Raise Materials, and I make bracelets and other things like jewelry stuff.
Okay.
Right on.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for coming. And then, so be thinking about, we gotta get how to connect with you all as entrepreneurs and how to folks to access your product. So by the end of this show, we got to make sure that we have that information in our comment section somewhere, somehow. Okay?
No doubt.
All right. So,
and I am Sharon Thompson, the other co-founder of the Porterhouse KC. What's up?
Absolutely. Dan Smith, the other co-founder. We keep saying the other.
I know. He's next to me. So the other co-founder.
The other guy.
Yeah, he's you know.
You know us. It is what it is.
But thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Everybody out there, the commenters and the audience, thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. So this next part, we do shout outs. So let's just go ahead and go through our shout outs. Instead of Sharon going first, Morgan, you want to give your shout outs first?
I know, because I always
this guy always hogs everything.
Me? Wow, I don't think I've ever gotten the first.
That's what I'm saying. I know. I recognize that.
Whoa.
Let's get it together, right?
So during COVID, I've gotten the chance to have a lot of conversations with organizations and people that I would have never had the time to meet with before. So half of them are funded by the Kauffman Foundation. So my shout out for tonight is shout out to the Kauffman Foundation for this amazing work that they do, not just here in Kansas City, but across the world. Thank you for going, you know what? That has potential. Here's the money you need to get it started.
Yep. Thank you.
I love it.
And that's actually my shout out.
Yeah, I'm going to go next because, again, I know Sharon likes to steal shout outs. So I want to shout out our guests. Thank you guys for joining us. My wife and kids at home, they're doing their thing. School has been a thing, obviously, 2020. But, they're still persisting and doing really great. Community Capital Fund, some partner organizations, Community Capital Fund, Mid-Continent Public Library, where Morgan is, Square One Business Services, PlexPod, we're here. We're broadcasting live from PlexPod. Chess Inc. If it wasn't for Chess Inc. and Kaufman Foundation, we wouldn't be doing a lot of the stuff that we're doing today. So greatly appreciate both of those organizations. And also, Shakia Webb popped in. We have a cohort that's going on right now with a partnership with Community Capital Fund. And Shakia popped in and gave some really great advice on how to secure a small business banking account. Not just from where she's employed, but also just in general, like gave some really good tips and tricks on how to do that and how to develop relationships and things like that with bankers and all that good stuff. So it's phenomenal. I just want to say that we appreciate you popping in. Two other things I want to say. First, go vote next Tuesday. Voting matters. Do it. And if you can early vote, get it out the way. And then I just want to say, Deanna Munoz and family, we are praying for her. We're praying for the family, praying for strength. Deanna's a past graduate of the Porterhouse KC Small Business Development Program. She's phenomenal. She's going through a lot. So send her some love. She needs it. She needs it. So I just wanted to give Deanna a huge shout out and a huge virtual hug. So that's my shout outs.
That's dope. You had some good ones there. I'd like to give a shout out to, I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna give a shout out to God, my wife, my kids, teachers, our sponsor, dripupwater.com. Drip, you can buy it at Sorry, Smacks, The Corner, the Juke House, and the Country View in Kansas City, Missouri. And that's our sponsor, one of our sponsors. The all-new ice cold Drip ultra pure water is bottled carefully to preserve its crisp taste. And I'd like to give a shout out to PlexPod, Jesse, Kaufman, all the entrepreneurs that have been rocking us from the start. The homecoming that was on YouTube this week for HBCUs, Damon John show that did some HBCUs, and they had entrepreneurs that was on this past Saturday. It came on kind of at the same time, but it was a dope show. Check it out. It's still on YouTube. Casey Sourcelink, Startland, Chiefs, the entrepreneurs willing to collaborate and bring positive in the community.
I'm just trying to see how many shout outs you got, man. Goodness
and our guests on the show.
We both.
That's it.
Oh, man.
It was kind of lengthy, but
it was.
I got it all out.
All right, cool. Let's go down to Vanessa. Who you want to shout out? Who's doing some really cool things in the community that you see that needs some attention and some love?
Dang, y'all put me on the spot. Well, first, shout out to all the people that are voting early, making a plan to go vote in person. Shout out to all the people registering people to vote. And I think next to that, shout out to some of my entrepreneur friends in Kansas City that deserve some love. Studio Low, she's a great designer, graphic designer, if anybody needs one. Daniel Saras, who's also another great entrepreneur, my co-founder. And shout out to students that are trying to get through COVID times. Shout out to teachers that are trying to get through COVID times. I know the education world is hectic right now, but shout out to everyone in the education world trying to make it through right now.
Dope. Great shout outs. Madden, what you got? You got some shout outs?
I have shout outs to KUAW radio station for helping us with our first radio show and Facebook Live, which really helped us teaching the youth community with certain lessons about what's going on in the world, what days are happening, serious problems that are going on, many things that will help them understand the world.
Nice. Awesome. That was a great shout out. Great shout out, Tova.
All right. I don't have like organizations, businesses in particular that I like to shout out. I just like to shout out those who have helped me through, even if it was sending me messages about grants that's coming up, giving me feedback on different programming, helping me with areas that I need help with. Those little small things really help with our programming and help us push the initiative that we're trying to reach. And then also, big shout out to Chevette. She is killing it, and she is passionate about the KCK youth. So shout out to her for taking this leadership role for E-Ship Rising.
Dope. Might as well go to Chevette. Chevette, who you got?
I just want to shout out everybody that's just trying to win during COVID-19, whether or not you're a youth, you're adult, a parent, a grandparent, a worker, essential worker. I just want to shout out to everybody that's like, 2020 is what it is, but we're going to win. So shout out to everybody that's just trying to do their best during this pandemic.
Absolutely. Ray Lynn, you got any shout outs? Anybody you want to give some love to?
I want to shout out to God and my parents and my family and the people who support me. And I want to shout out them for helping me. Sorry if I'm messing up, but I want to give a shout out to the people who helped me through my business times, through the hard times and the good times. And that's it, really.
All right. I love it. Veronica.
So I have two shout outs. I'd like to shout out Jessica with Learning Careers Environment. She is on a mission to expose children to career exploration at an early age. And right now during COVID, all on her own, she planned a virtual shadowing day, career day, to offer the youth a way to shadow careers of interest. So shout out to her for thinking outside the box and wanting to contribute something right now instead of the opposite that could have been done there. And then I want to shout out to the Powell Center in Wyandotte County. The Police Athletic League in Wyandotte County has been running the food pantry during quarantine. So I have my cousin out there, Vanya Soto. She's a local artist and has been helping with food pantry. So just shout out to everyone at the Powell Center for taking care of families and providing what matters and what's important right now for our community.
Awesome. That's a really great shout outs, man. That was some really good ones. Real good. I took some notes. I'm just letting you know so we can follow up on some of those shout outs that y'all had. So
right on.
Dope.
So I wanted to say it's never too late or too early to teach kids about teen entrepreneurs and the skills might be beneficial to them in running their own business in the future. As young as they are, you can start teaching them these entrepreneur skills. Young entrepreneurs have to deal with problem solving, curiosity, creativity, self-confidence, and tenacity. It is equally important to teach them not to quit at the first sign of failure. Last but not least, leadership. So I wanted to ask the group, Tova, Veronica, Vanessa, and Chevette, I wanted to ask, why did you start your business and what motivated you to do this exact business? And Rain.
So who you want to go? Well, before you select somebody, if you are watching, give us a shout out, give us something in the comment section so we know that you're watching. Give us some love. If you got questions for any of the entrepreneurs or support organizations on the show tonight, put your questions in the comment section. We love the interaction. And then Morgan asked,
"Where's my drip shirt?
Where's her drip shirt?"
We got to get it to you, Morgan.
I just wanted to call that out really quick. So, who's first?
I'm gonna start with Chevette.
Chevette,
you right there, right above.
I actually met Tova and her son at a book signing event about 3 years ago. And so that's how we got connected, and we just shared resources over the last couple years. And as an educator at Wyandotte High School, I took my students onto business competitions, and I seen that they had the drive to go further. But in our county, in our area, we did not have resources to support them with developing their own businesses. So I reached out to Tova and said, hey, I don't have a lot of time, but I got a little time and I got some energy. How about we partner to bring what you're doing on the Missouri side across the river to Kansas? So that's how E-Ship Rising got developed.
Nice.
That's dope. So in there, so with the program that you have over in Wyandotte High School, are you like teaching some things like are some of your entrepreneurs or students becoming entrepreneurs through the teachings that you're providing, through the experiences that you're providing? Have they turned into entrepreneurs?
Yes. So I also founded the first co-working space in a high school in the state of Kansas 2 years ago, and that's Suite 1886. So
I heard about that.
Okay.
I heard about that. I'm just saying. I just wanted to throw that out there. We heard about that. We know.
So I did develop that real work experience for students so they could have that, that experience in the building to be able to operate a business. So that was super exciting for that to happen. But yes, kids do have side hustles all the time. But the bad thing about it is they're not really legitimate. They're not registered. And so that's where the problem comes when they need resources. And then a lot of our students are not connected. And we lack all of the opportunities that you guys have in Missouri. We do not have them in KCK. So for our students to be able to say, hey, I need a mentor, or hey, I need this resource, or hey, I want to do this, we just don't have the capacity in our community. So I've been connecting with a lot of Missouri organizations to support and partner with us so that we can bring KCK students the best of the best.
Okay, awesome. Who's next? Who do you want to answer that question next?
All right, we might as well go to Tova.
The best of the best in Kansas City, Kansas, Wyandotte County students, youth, they need that. We've been wanting to connect with Kansas much more on a higher level, so I'm glad for this opportunity to come. Royal Cohesive Network, the mission behind the work was we wanted to have a collective of youth entrepreneurs to go out and create a synergy in the city of Kansas City. And we achieved a lot along the way doing that. So much so that we have become like a culture, a youth culture, where we connect with other youth entrepreneurs. We hold them accountable. We raise the bar. And so the whole mission behind the youth entrepreneurship portion really it's a collective of things, programs that we help them along the way, such as physical, mental health, also gardening, teaching them how to be healthy, to be sustainable throughout their youth entrepreneurship journey, and then also literacy and homeschool education. So another shout out to the homeschoolers too, for rocking this out too. So yeah, we really wanted to have a collective of people. I know when I started off in entrepreneurship, you were alone. You really had to network a whole lot to find people you can partner with, who you can work with. And we really wanted to have a collective of people to say, you know what, I can call this person and I can partner with this person. I could call on this person and have mentorship. So that's why we got started.
I love it. My wife said she shot you out and said she loves the guidance that you provide the students at UA, in Kansas City and UA, obviously, but UA represent.
All right, so next, Veronica, why did you start your business and what motivated you to do this exact business?
So I am with Startland in a profit organization. I do not own a business yet. Like someday. But I think we'd pass on this question to one of the other.
Well, before we passed it, what encouraged you to even get into the work that you're in now with Startland? Because talk about the Mecca challenges and the different things that Startland does for youth entrepreneurship as well.
Sure. So I come from a family of entrepreneurs myself. So entrepreneurship has been part of my life for my entire life. But I used to work at for Wyandotte County schools. So for Kansas City, Kansas public schools, I did work there for 10 years. And during my time there, I just realized there was so many soft skills missing in the young people's experiences that our children, our students know what they know, but sometimes they don't have the skills to relate what they know. And so I became very passionate about skill building in young people, young talent. And through my work at Startland, it was the perfect marriage of my love for entrepreneurship and my love for education. And that is the work that we do with our Mecca challenges. They are design thinking sprints. It's a one-day experience students come for, and they get to practice working in teams, presenting ideas in front of others, concising a concept into something that's relatable and transferable to other people. And so, yeah, I'm very passionate about the work that we do. I really believe that these are the transferable skills that young people need to thrive in their future, regardless of the path they choose.
Awesome. Yeah, I've done a couple of those Mecca challenges, and I am proud to say I did win one out of the, I don't know how many actually that I mentored, but I did win one. We won, and I talk trash, and I'm that guy, and I'm that, I flouted a little bit. I'm just saying, that's just me. That's how I did it. Okay. Then Morgan, are you? Yeah. Oh, you won 3. Oh, okay. You were lucky. You were lucky.
She said, I got the rings to prove it.
Awesome. So let's talk to the entrepreneurs on the call.
Got Vanessa.
Yeah, so I would say Fresher Than You was born out of a craving, right?
Every time you say, sorry to interrupt you, but every time you say Fresher Than You, I feel like just like posing really quick and just like fresher than you. You know what I mean? So I get the vibe. I get it. As soon as you say it, fresher than you. Okay, all right. Sorry, go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm silly.
That's exactly what we wanted to birth, right? Was like this feeling of like, I'm fresher than you. Like we fresh, we out here, like regardless of what you're buying from us. And so that was kind of like one element of it. But the other element was we didn't see something in the Midwest that was so culturally that told our cultural stories and celebrated them, right? So we wanted to create like a lifestyle brand, but also a bridge, because we have a lot of art, like creative artist friends that are young that don't have the platform to show their art, showcase their artwork. And so we said, how can we bridge that gap between celebrating and showing our cultures and our different stories and bringing together our friends' art, right? So that's when we created Fresher Than You. And we wanted to partner with young, diverse graphic artists to put their stuff on everyday items. And so our first collection was dedicated to Kanye West, Chance the Rapper, and Beyonce. And on the back of every air freshener, we'll put like one of the famous quotes, right? So like Beyonce has 4 problems. Chance the Rapper says, you don't want 0 problems with me. Kanye West has I feel like Pablo. Like cool stuff where we can celebrate people that we see doing things in the community, in the world. And that's where we came from. From there, it just continued to gain momentum. So our second collection was called Para Cultura, for the culture. So we had reggaeton artists, Bad Bunny, J Balvin, and then we included Michelle Obama. So I think it's just something that we try to resonate with folks, with our community, and kind of just see how we can tie in different careers of ours.
Dope.
Right.
So what's the name of your company again?
Fresher Than You.
Poses every time you say your name, so we got to strike poses every time you say a name. I'm just saying, Fresher Than You. Morgan said it. We did it. Try you lame. You didn't strike a pose.
I said.
Oh, okay. All right. Just throwing that out there. Raylyn, tell us why you decided to start a business.
I decided to start a business because ever since I was a child, I really liked jewelry, and I just had this interest in it. And ever since I was little, I wanted to be like a role model for somebody in the world. And my business, at first, the name was Ray's Materials, but now I changed it to Raylyn's Gifts and More because I'm doing more than just bracelets. I'm doing like sublimation shirts and stuff like that.
Okay, nice. I love that. That's awesome.
It is.
So who do you see in the world doing something that you like, that you see that you want to be able to do or grow beyond? Who's some of your inspirations for your business?
Oprah Winfrey.
Hey, hey. Any particular? What's the reason? Tell me why. Tell me why.
Because I wanna be like her, because I want to be successful like her, and I don't want to be able to have to like get loans or ask people for money. I want to like provide for myself, and I want to have my successful businesses, and I want to like just make money and just be an inspiration to other people.
Notice
you said businesses.
Businesses.
She didn't say business.
Jay-Z said, "I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man." Sorry. Anyway, I get silly. I'm just letting you know. I get silly. Man, you tell. I know. We got the low hanging fruit right here because your mom is an entrepreneur.
Right.
So I think that was going to come naturally. But tell us about your entrepreneurial journey and getting to this point where you are right now.
So really it all started when I was about 5 years old or so. I was like sitting on the couch this one day with my mom. And I was lonely reading my books in that small apartment across the street from a library downtown. And so me and my mom decided to start a book club. And so when we did that, we had started the Royal Book Club, and we had kids over there. We've been telling our interests with books, and it had been going on for a few years now, and it just stopped because of COVID. But my business is Royal Boy Blue, and I wrote 4 books, and during that span of time, I've been having lots of inspiration. For my first book, I wanted to teach kids etiquette, like how to act right around older people or around people at all. And so I've been doing books that are teaching the community.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. I love it. And we see you everywhere. You're doing everything. Well, obviously before COVID, and I know after COVID too, we're going to start seeing you out there some more too. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So what you got? What's next, Sharon?
So we have a question for Tova and Chevette. How can a parent support their young entrepreneurs without crossing the line? For Tova, starting with Tova.
I don't know what crossing the line is because that sounds real dramatic. I'm just letting you know.
It is.
How can parents support? It is. I don't know what that line is.
So that is like what line? I'm on the line, but I'm like, let's do everything. We gotta go.
Like, you know how you take over the
This
business.
is where, so we got a funny story, but I can't tell you the details behind the story. But when we say this is where I cross the line, it means something to us. So it's kind of funny. Right. So what you think?
So I think it's a two-way street, because sometimes your child can cross the line and put too much task on you, and you look up, you're like, okay, how many things you want to do? Let's pack it. Let's bring it back down. So it's not really about crossing the line. It's about making sure you have creative boundaries between the two, because we're both creators. And so we have to balance all of our brainstorming, our time to be active. And so it's really more so about balance and having that support and making sure your child is invested in whatever idea they come up with.
Okay. Awesome. So who else? Chevette. So Chevette, from you, how do you? So so you can answer it the way you want to answer it, but then also, if I'm a parent that is just I just want to be a supportive parent, and I'm not really an entrepreneur myself.
To take it over.
I just want my kids to do the best they can. This is something they have interest in. What does that support look like?
I think there's two things. One thing is we don't all know all the answers. So we have to go out there and advocate and search for those answers. So just be a willing parent that's willing to invest time talking to people, sending emails, inquiring, networking, all that. I mean, just like a real entrepreneur, as a parent, you have to do that same thing for your student. You have to find those resources to connect your student. The second thing I would say is be a passenger seat rider, not driver, but rider. Be there to make sure that your student or your team does not derail the car. Make sure they're on the right track of where they're going. Allow them to drive and maneuver the vehicle. You are a passenger. So I think that's the most important thing. And I think sometimes parents can get so excited that they kind of take over the ideas and try to direct the kids on what to do. But always remember that you're just riding along, making sure that your student or your youth is safe, and giving them advice along the way, but not actually showing them where they need to turn or when they need to stop.
Yeah, it does. It does. I'm one of those parents. So my son, my oldest, is into he's into theater, but he's also into like videography and projects and things like that. And I love that type of stuff. So I'm always trying to like, hey, if you can do it, and then I have to, take a step back because be doing too much. I'm doing
like,
too much.
no, we got to do it this way.
Right. I'm sorry. Awesome. So Veronica, do you deal? I know you come from education, but have you dealt with like parents and entrepreneurship and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, like to Chevette's point, I mean, it's just a lot of kids are business owners. A lot of students are business owners. It might not be the most, legitimate, but they are business owners. And so many times it was having to choose. For me, what I ran into a lot was the students were thriving in their business, and they felt like school was the compromise between choosing one or the other. It was very unfortunate to see that it wasn't being supported within the building. So actually in my counseling days, that was kind of what I ran into, was trying to convince mom and dad that this was worth pursuing, but also bringing that student back in and saying school matters too. So it was definitely an intricate dance.
That is interesting. That is interesting. So Madden, I know your mom is right there, but act like your mom is not there right now. And so I'm gonna ask you this: what's one thing that you wish that as an entrepreneur your mom would let you like kind of take over for yourself and not kind of mess in your business? Act like your mom's not there. She's not there right now. And so just and don't go too far, right? Like elaborate one thing, just one thing.
This is gonna get hard.
Uh-oh.
But one thing that I really want to do is one thing that I really want to control about my business is like really what I think is that it would be setting up my table, because oh god, I can't stop looking at the screen and seeing
I honestly thought he was going to say his bank account.
It's gonna be setting up the table, because sometimes some things aren't the way I think that I think that is better to be there. Like certain ways I set things up. Like there's this one crown stand for the crowns that we had, and we're sold out right now. Or I think we have one left, but it's just sitting there with the crown on there, and it keeps on falling off. I'm like, can we just not set that up?
Okay, no more. No more. We don't want you to get in trouble. That's it. So Vanessa, kind of along those same lines, do you, like as it relates to support in your business, Do your parents kind of have any kind of influence or support for you in your business, or just what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I mean, obviously I'm a bit older, so I can control those things a bit, but I would say like I come from a family of entrepreneurs, but in school that was never taught to me. So growing up, it was always like, oh, my mom has her own side hustle, or like my dad has his own side hustle, but it was never like, no, they're an entire entrepreneur. And I think on top of that, being immigrant parents and being people of color, that was never emphasized, especially by mainstream media, right? It was just like, my mom has her entire house cleaning business. She's her own boss. She puts her own hours. She gets her own money. But because of what she does, it was never emphasized to me like, she has her whole entire empire. She has her whole entire enterprise. And so it was just little things like that where in my community specifically, I saw a lot of immigrant parents, immigrant families who would have their own family-owned business, who would have their own businesses, and they were always called side hustles, or they were always called like things to minimize their enterprises, right? So I think that was like a big influence on me growing up, was when I realized, yo, I come from an entire family of entrepreneurs, a businesswoman, a businessman, that empowered me even more to go ahead and do my own thing.
Hey, Vanessa, what's the name of your business again? What's the name?
Every time.
Like it poses.
Every time.
You got to. I just feel like, that's something that has to happen right there.
All right.
All right. Dope. So you want to, what's the next? What we got?
Morgan,
what's your thoughts? She clicked back. She's leaning back.
All right, you asked for it. So here's the deal, y'all. We all know the reasons our children should be involved in sports, and we all know the benefits from being in the band and all of those extracurriculars that are the classic traditional things that your kids can do when they're in school. Here's the difference. We know that exactly like Veronica said, our children are not developing the skills in school during that 8-hour day or 7-hour day that they need to be competitive in the job market. You can get those with this stuff. You can get the critical thinking skills that they need to succeed. And then once they can solve problems, the sky is the limit, right? Yeah. Because that's who we're hiring. There's a spot open on my team right now. And the very first question is going to be, tell me how you solved a problem one time. Because we need people who can think critically and who can navigate problems. And that's what entrepreneurship teaches you. And everything I am saying is the things that Veronica says to me at Mecca Challenges, okay? It is a Google search away, all of this great information. We know, I was listening to Vanessa talk and I was like, the librarian in me almost couldn't like keep the words in. If you saw my mouth moving, it was going, immigrants are 34% more likely to open businesses.
Yeah.
That's data. We know that. So look at your immigrant populations, get tapped into those communities, because those are amazing problem solvers.
So I got a question. Hold on, Morgan. No, really quick, I got a question for you. So it sounds like you got some inside information during those Mecca challenges, because you said you won 3, right? And it sounds like Veronica had some conversation with you. So I just want to note that I didn't get any inside information, and I won one. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Right on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you out there like that. Sorry about that, Morgan.
No, it's all right. To be really honest with you, 3 is nothing. I've done 20 of them. I have a worse record than you. I never went. I never win, right? Because I ask my team, do you want to win or do you want to solve this
They're
problem?
different.
Because those two
Absolutely.
things are often not.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree. Dope. So, question for the group.
Questions for the group. I'm gonna go to the young entrepreneurs right quick. What advice would you give someone trying to start up a business for Madden?
The advice I would give is use something you have skill doing, because if you have skill doing that, you wouldn't have trouble setting up your business and your products for that business.
Nice.
I love that.
All right, Veronica,
No, Vanessa.
Oh, Vanessa. I'm sorry, Vanessa.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You about to do
You
me
know, I
like
need glasses.
that,
I need
Veronica.
glasses.
I'm kidding.
I'm Vanessa.
I got a really small screen too right here, so you know.
No,
Vanessa.
I would say don't wait, you know, like start doing your research, start making your connections, start building up your capital, and like don't let anybody tell you because of the time or because of the moment or because of whatever phase you're in to not do it, right? Because for example, like I said I wanted to be a DJ last year and COVID happened and I started mixing and I started learning. And just this past summer, I came out officially as DJ Ness and started DJing at rooftop bars here in KC.
Okay.
Like, you don't. And a lot of people would tell me like, "Oh, it's COVID times. Like nobody's gonna want to do anything. Nobody's gonna da 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 da. Like you should wait on it. You should do this. You should do that." And I said, "No, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna invest in my equipment, and we're gonna start this thing. You know, and soon enough, like we got the connections, we got it rolling, and now I'm one of the only Latina DJs playing reggaeton out here. So, you know what I mean? Like, don't wait. Don't let people tell you when to do something, how to do it. Just do it."
Dope.
Nice. And I got a question for Chevette.
So we got two DJs I just want to point out too, because you know I think Madden does a little DJing too. So
Madden does DJing too.
We got Vanessa and Madden doing some. So we might.
It's about to go down. We're gonna have that cross DJing. You know where they be like, all right, I got this right here, because you know we like to DJ a little bit too.
Nah,
so we don't. We dabble in a little bit. You might see us. Nah,
we don't.
So my next question is for Chevette. What not to do or say when you have a potential young entrepreneur? So what
the do's and don'ts,
the not to do or say when you have a young potential entrepreneur?
I think the first thing is to say no. It doesn't matter what their ideal is. It doesn't matter how big, how small, how minor you may think it is, not to say no. I would say the second thing is to make sure that you're encouraging them and motivating them no matter what the circumstance is. Also, you never know what their potential is. I have kids that maybe they're quiet and they never talk for an entire semester. But when I talk about business or I talk about something that they're interested in, you are like, oh, that's a whole nother person. We didn't even know you existed. So you have to not kind of sell kids short just because you're not for sure about really what they're passionate about. There's lots of different learning styles. Not all of our kids are traditional learners. Most of them aren't. They like hands-on. They like real-world experiences. They do not like lectures. They do not like worksheets. Those are not learning tools. So I think the first thing is just not to say no. I mean, even if you're not the right person to connect them or help them, figure out which direction they need to go to and find someone that can help them. The second thing, don't sell them short, because you never know what these kids are capable of. And thirdly, you never know what their backstory is. I mean, sometimes I don't truly know about a kid until they're ready to pitch something and they put that passion within their pitch and they share that story that I never heard of. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. So sometimes it's just taking time to get to know the student or the youth, to figure out who they really are, what their story and their narrative is.
I love that. That's all great key points for sure.
No doubt. Tova, did you have anything to say behind what she's?
And, you know, she broke it down pretty well. I will say, if I don't have an answer to something right then, I will always let them know that, hey, if I don't know the answer, I'm gonna get back to you. We're gonna invest in together. And then when we speak again, what have you learned? This is what I've learned. And let's put this together and let's make whatever you need fruitful.
Morgan, I feel like you got something to say.
She's no.
Okay, I was wrong.
Well, I mean, I can come up with something real quick if you want me to tap dance. I can tap dance.
Nah. I felt like after Chevette said something, I felt like you felt empowered by that.
Something I would really like to know is, just selfishly, as part of that entrepreneurial ecosystem navigation network, what do you want to see? Right? Because we constantly come back to this in our discussions on Wednesday nights, is there are all of these things and it's hard to navigate. Which website do you go to? And you feel like no one has the key to the exact lock you're looking for. What do you all need? I want to know from Vanessa, what do we do to get more youth engaged in this? Chevette, what do you want in KCK that is not there? Specifically, Tova, what do youth need? How do we spread your program to more high schools? Veronica, what's the Mecca Challenge side of that? What do you need? Do you need more corporate cooperation? What do you want to see?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I'll take the lead in that answer. I have developed what I wanted to see. So I am not a complainer. I am a problem solver. So I seen a need and I answered it. So we have had great partnerships and great people coming out to say, yes, we want to help you. We have great sponsors. I don't think there's anything at this time that we're struggling with. Not to sound too big-headed or anything. The only thing is that, we want kids to sign up. We want to share information about registration. We want our inbox to be overfilled and overbound with interest. So that is the only current need that we have currently for eShip Rising. The community is answering the call. They're taking part. They're excited. They're celebrating. They're sharing. They're sponsoring. They're asking, how can I help? So I am very excited to be a Wyandotte resident at this time. I'm very excited to work for the school district and to know that they're on board, and other business teachers within the district is like, how can I help you? So we don't have any, I would say, connection problems, or we don't have any resources or lack of anything. We just need to make sure that we get the word out to the whole county that eShip Rising is here, and we're ready to start more than one cohort. And so that is our biggest thing, is just making sure that we're getting the word out and that people know the program is available to you. It's also free. So then that causes the issue where, hey, there's no excuse why I can't come because I don't have the money or my mom doesn't have the money. We've had several major sponsors that have taken care of that need for us.
So do you have to be a student to be involved at a particular school, or kind of what does that look like?
So the program is available to any Wyandotte youth 6 years old to 25. So even those kids that just left high school that are going into college, or those that are sitting in college thinking, what am I going to do with my life? We want to reach everybody, so youth isn't just smaller kids, it's young adults. So you just have to be a resident of the county.
Hey, look, you might not be from Wyandotte County, but there might be somebody that you know that's from Wyandotte County. And what your vet just said is phenomenal. Yeah. 6 to 25. That age range is ridiculous, right? Yeah. It's crazy. So Chevette already posted some information in the chat about how to get in contact with her, I believe. And if not, she'll do that here in a second. But dude, that's ridiculous. Yeah, so Wyandotte County folks trying to make it happen. Chevette said, look, we're not asking for anything. We're making it happen. Yeah. We already have everything we need. We just need your butt in the seat. Right? All right. I'm gonna get off of it. All right. I'm off of that. I'm laughing. So, next question.
So Veronica would like to ask the young entrepreneurs to be, what help have you been provided with by the community that you have found most helpful or most fruitful for your journey? And that's coming from Veronica. So,
Veronica, you want to expand on that question a little bit first before we get some answers?
Sure, I'd love to. So, with our work at Starland, we're always looking to grow our network. We're always looking for more young professionals to share their experience, to share their connections, their network with young people. And so my call out here today is, if you are a young professional out there, man, woman, we need you. We need you. Kids need to see you. Students need to see your face. Vanessa and I were having a conversation today about this chat, and she had a very interesting story about how she was, and I'll let you kind of share it, Vanessa, but when you were presenting your concept and who you were presenting to and why that mattered so much. So my question to you is, because sometimes people think that just because they don't have money to give a young entrepreneur, that they have nothing to offer. So for you young people as entrepreneurs on this call, what has been the help you've received from someone that was not money, that you just found very, very beneficial to you?
Great question. Vanessa, she kind of threw you an alley-oop, so you might as well go ahead and take that.
Yeah. I was sharing a story on how I'm a student at Mizzou, and my co-founder and I had gotten accepted into one of their incubator accelerator programs, right? So it's basically a program where you get connected with people in the community to help you expand your business, you get funding, and you compete and you get chosen. And there's only a selective amount of students. There's about 8 or 10 that get to do this. And so we were one of the only teams, we were the only team, I would say, that didn't have a robot, that didn't have a big machine that they invented, that didn't have some sort of big invention. And so I feel like that was minimized, right? Because what we had was cultural value. What we had was community behind us. What we had was something very powerful, but the people in the room with the money to give didn't understand, didn't connect. And so that's something that I share with, especially with young entrepreneurs of color, is don't let anybody minimize your idea just because they can't understand the concept of your cultural value or your societal value. Because what we're seeing now in young entrepreneurs is that they're tying their passion, their entrepreneurship, their business to something that they're super passionate about, which most likely leads to societal change, right? That's something that in the next generation is that they're so passionate about societal change. And a lot of folks can't connect with that sometimes. So that's probably the biggest thing for me, is understanding that your cultural value, your societal value, whatever you're trying to achieve within your business is way more than a big invention that they're waiting for you to present, right? So this air freshener, this right here that I hold, means so much to so many people that look up to this woman, right? That look up to her, that see themselves, identify with her, right? So that is not minimized just based on a judge that didn't want to give you money because they can't understand that value, right? Even within our collections, we understand that Latinos are one of the biggest, largest consumers in the U.S., and that is one of our biggest targets as well. So that's kind of what I was going to get at was with that story was, don't let anybody minimize you just because they can't connect or they can't see your idea.
So that's dope, and I love that story, and I appreciate you sharing that story. I think that what you said is spot on, right? Sometimes you get into a space with folks that really just don't understand, and instead of this goes beyond just obviously pitching your business and whatnot, but you get into a space that people are really closed-minded and they're thinking kind of linear. And there's so much more to see, and there's so much more we're creating, because we serve a lot of Main Street entrepreneurs. We call them Main Street entrepreneurs. And when we talk about creating economic value in the communities that we serve, that's not necessarily always coming from these tech companies, right? Folks that are inventing different new technologies and all this good stuff, because a lot of times that investment goes into that tech company moves, or they do something different, stay in the community that we're trying to serve, right? And so all that economic value that is getting built into a tech company, right? All that investment that's getting built into a tech company doesn't necessarily help, 30th and Jackson, or 29th Indiana, a lot of the places that we come from. But a lot of the small Main Street businesses that are created, the mom and pop shops, and the folks that actually have bakeries and things like that, they're hiring folks, right? They're bringing people in. They're creating economic valuability for the communities that we're serving. So what you're saying is spot on, and it makes sense. And I'll get off my soapbox because, yeah,
we get into that wire.
Yeah.
So what question that hasn't been asked but should be regarding each youth, and what would your answer be? And that is for Tova. I'll let Tova have it.
Repeat that one more time.
What question that hasn't been asked but should be regarding e-ship for youth, and what would your answer be?
So what questions are not being asked that you feel like that need to be asked, and there needs to be an answer for?
Who are we accepting for e-ship Rising? We're accepting across the board, whether you're in food business, whether you're in retail, if you're an author like Matt, we are reaching across the board as far as what you want to accelerate your business, whatever lane you're in. Let's see. I think we pretty much covered everything. Shabbat,
Okay.
do you think we covered everything for e-ship? Why not?
Sure. Yes, we're going to be starting our first cohort at the end of November. So we still have open registration. So if you know anybody that is interested in starting a business, or even has one that they want to improve, please have them go to the link and register.
Awesome. So Vanessa, what questions are not being asked to you as a young entrepreneur that should be asked and that you have an answer for?
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, so we try to come up with the best questions, right? We try to come up with all these questions and things that we feel like folks really want to know, but sometimes we miss, right? Sometimes we don't get all the questions that actually need to be answered, right? Or that you guys feel passionate about. So what question that we might not have addressed do you feel like you should be answering, or you feel like is out there for you?
Yeah, I think that question would probably be how can we help, right? How can we help a young startup business? And a lot of times the answer is not just money. A lot of times the answer can be a repost, a reshare, words of affirmation, because we be going through a lot. So I think just asking yourself, asking people like, how can I support your local business? And that can be very different to a lot of different entrepreneurs. It's not just one answer.
Nice.
Awesome. And Veronica said, where can young people, not Wyandotte County, with business ideas go to for guidance and mentorship? It's a great question.
I'm going to throw a shameless plug out there real quick. Young Entrepreneur Program of Kansas City. You got the exec director right here for Kansas City. So if you're a young entrepreneur, or not even just a young entrepreneur, if you're a student, a junior high school student in any of the Kansas City area, and you want to learn more about being innovative, being creative, starting a business, whatever it is, holler at me.
No. So we got that question answered. And I know Tova also, her program serves the KC Mo side as well. So not just Wyandotte County, but also KC Mo as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
dope. So we want to thank you all.
Thank you
for joining us tonight for this great show. Morgan, you got any closing words or any words of inspiration or anything?
Yeah, I would say let's get the hell out of the way and let the kids do what they're good at.
Not you, Tova. She's not talking to you, and because we just experienced what Madden brought up. So no, not you, but everything else. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Morgan.
With the exception of crown displays that are throwing, those definitely always need to be put on the table. They have such nimble, agile minds, and they are going to look at a problem. They're going to look at a product. They're going to look at a concept in such a new and fresh way. Don't be the constant nagging no in their life. Let them do it. Let them sit down, talk to them about it, give them the space to engage you in a conversation. And it can be anything from how do we hang this picture on the wall to I now want my own food truck. Whatever it is, there is no harm in talking about it. Before you ever Google anything or reach out to a resource or join any of that, talk to your kids. Let them explore. Let them talk it out. Let them figure this stuff out, because they're going to gain so much from that conversation that I know those of us that grew up in the 80s, like no was the big thing, don't create another generation of people that were fed on no.
Nice. Yeah, so my closing statements, I'm going to go ahead. We are creating leaders. We are creating entrepreneurs, creating the youth to be these leaders, presidents, mayors, or whatever's out there. Start their own business. They're going to be over all the techs or whatever that's out there. So treat them and teach them and let them figure out how to do this too, this entrepreneur thing, because it's going to be amazing when they get it going.
Let them lead the way.
Let them lead the way. So going off Morgan.
You like that Michael Jackson, the We Are the World. Let them lead.
It is.
So,
it is.
All right.
So
anyway.
I'm to sing it right now.
It's stuck in his head now.
All right, good people, man. Like I said, again, we appreciate you guys. Youth entrepreneurship is the bomb. You guys are the bomb. Yeah. You're doing great things. I want to see, Vanessa, what's the name of your company again? Last time, I promise.
Yeah, let me get my clothes right too.
I gotta get ready.
It's called Fresher Than You.
Hey, Fresher Than You. Yeah. All right, man.
Check us out on all our podcasts, our Facebook, our platforms, and thank you all for tuning in with What's Next.
I'm up to something. I'm up to something. I'm up to something. I'm up to something. I've been to go, glad that you know. I'm up to something. Heaven just gave me the green light to go. I'm up to something. Girl, I been knew that you been down. I'm up to something. It's always you and your friends round. I see you got the new kin style, pretty in style. Been thinking though, they heard my name round, they don't think I know. Your girl in the back when a cloud chase. I guess for the night we'll keep it OC. That's a great distraction, but you know I'm on a mission. Y'all got 3 months to get practice, almost like I'm chasing chicken, cause I'm up to something. I'm up to something. I'm up to something. One day back in my timeline, you was worried about my limelight. You see me different every time I say I need life and make beats more. You control the shift like a keyboard. Hold on, wait, like a paradigm and keep running on like a marathon. Then you reach for your blacks like Farrakhan. But after that be the weedo. Told me that you wanna meet me, no. I don't wanna really be mean, no. But I've had better on the East Coast. You for the green like CeeLo. All about the green like she go. Phone blowing up like CeeLo too. Guess Ben really got the keys on too, like I'm up to something. I'm up to something. I'm up to something. I'm up to something. Living made me get right. They just gotta sit tight. They can have that limelight. Grab that money on sight. Living made me get right. She just gotta sit tight. They can have that limelight. Grab that money on sight. Living made me get right. They just